I thought I had everything worked out. We had been together for 3 years, I had a job, and I thought my relationship with Sarah was really strong. That is why I spent 2 months planning the proposal at Giovanni's, the Italian restaurant where Sarah and I had our first date. I had talked to the manager, booked the dining room. I even got our families to come without Sarah finding out. I was really excited about the proposal. At Giovanni's, the hardest part was not telling Sarah what was going on while I was organizing everything for her. I said to Sarah that we were just going to have a dinner for our anniversary, just Sarah and me. Really, I had Jessica, who was Sarah's sister, helping me get everything ready. My parents came from Portland, and Sarah's mom came from Sacramento. I also invited all of our friends, which was about 20 people. Everyone was hiding in the room waiting for Sarah and me to get there. That night we walked in. Sarah looked really beautiful in her black dress. We were led by the hostess past the part where people eat. I could feel my heart beating fast as we got close to the private room. Sarah asked me, "Why are we going here?" Before I could tell her anything, the doors opened and everyone started shouting, "Surprise!" Her face lit up when she saw all the people she loved in one place. They were all recording her with their phones. This was my moment to do something. I had practiced what I was going to say times before. I started talking about the time we went out on a date at this restaurant. She had ordered something she did not like. She said it was good anyway. I also talked about the time we drove to Yosemite together. I mentioned the coffee we drink together on Sunday mornings. I said something about the way she dances around the kitchen when she is cooking. Her face was happy. Everyone was happy. For us, I got down on one knee. I pulled out the box that had the ring in it. The ring was really important because it was the ring I was going to use to ask someone to marry me. I was very nervous at this moment because I really wanted this person to say yes to the marriage proposal. The ring box was small. It had a nice design on the outside. I opened the ring box. I saw the ring inside. The room was completely quiet, except for people who let out excited gasps. When I looked up at Sarah's face, I knew something was not right. All the happiness was gone from her face. Instead, I saw something that really scared me. Sarah had a lot of panic and anger in her eyes, and it was a look I had never seen on Sarah's face before. No, she shook her head. No, 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 she told him. She wanted him to get up now. I was kneeling there feeling really confused. I was still holding the ring box open. "Sarah, what's going on?" I said, looking at the ring box and then at Sarah, trying to understand what was happening with the ring, and with us. She was really upset. Shouted at him. Her voice was shaking. "You will never be a husband," she said. "The electric bill is a problem. He needs to be reminded 3 times to pay it. He has been working at the job for 4 years now. The job is not good. He has not even asked for a pay increase. He thinks he is saving money when he buys the cereal. He is not making money and he is not trying to do better. The electric bill and the job and the money are all issues. He is not taking care of these things. That is why she does not think he will be a good husband." The room was really cold and quiet. Her mom had put her hand over her mouth. My dad was looking down at his shoes. Our friends looked like they wanted to hide behind the wallpaper so nobody could see them. I said to Sarah, "Can we talk about this in private?" I finally got up from my seat privately. She laughed with a lot of sadness. "You mean like all those times we were supposed to talk between us but we never did? Like when I wanted to talk to you about what's going to happen with us? You just said everything will be fine." I have been saying to Jessica for a time that I did not think this was going to work out for a long time. I told my mom that I was not sure about us. I even told your brother at Thanksgiving that I was not sure if we were right for each other. I said it to lots of people. I never said it to you because we never had a real conversation about our future, about us, about what we want. I talked to Jessica about my doubts. I talked to my mom about my fears. I even talked to your brother about my worries, but you and I never had a private conversation about what really matters, about our relationship, about us. I looked at my brother Mike. He would not look back at me. My brother Mike knew something. All of them knew something about my brother Mike. I said to them in a voice, "But you never told me." I really tried to talk about this stuff. Every time I mentioned budgeting or what we want to do with our careers or where we will be, in 5 years you did not want to discuss it. You would change the subject. Make a joke about it. You seem to think that love is all that matters and we do not have to worry about things. I think about budgeting and career goals and where we see ourselves in 5 years. You just do not want to think about these things. You live in a world where love conquers all and budgeting and career goals do not matter. I think about these things like budgeting and career goals because they are important. To me, the woman was crying now. Her mascara was running down her face. "I just cannot do this," she said. "I am sorry, everyone. I am really sorry." To everyone. Then she left me. She just walked out on me, leaving me standing there with the wedding rings surrounded by our families and our friends in the awkward silence. In the world, her sister Jessica came up to me after a bit. "I am sorry, Tom. My sister has been having a time with this for a long time. My sister loves Tom." I said that. It is still not enough. I think about it now. I can see everything I did not notice before. My girlfriend would get really quiet when her friends talked about getting married. She was always telling me to update my resume. I saw these books about managing money on her nightstand. I remember the conversations we did not have because I thought we had a lot of time to talk about it all. My girlfriend was trying to tell me something. I did not listen. I look back at my girlfriend and I see that she was giving me signs. I learned the hard way that love isn't enough if you're not willing to have the hard conversations. And that sometimes the most public failures teach the most. Private lessons. The Riverside Manor was what we thought would be the place for our wedding. We had been planning this wedding for 6 months. Emma and I were finally able to find a Saturday when both our parents were free to come see the Riverside Manor with us. I was really nervous about this day. It was not for the reasons I thought it would be. The Riverside Manor was still on our minds as the venue, but things did not go as planned when we got to the Riverside Manor. The lady who was helping us with the wedding said, "The place where we will have the ceremony is next to the lake." She was taking us through some doors that were made of glass and led outside to a really nice patio area. "We can have the wedding ceremony space here and it can hold up to 150 people, the wedding coordinator said, and the time of day when the sun sets in October is just right for the ceremony. At the ceremony space, she also said about the ceremony space.emms, Mom was taking pictures, while my parents were talking about food for the wedding. Emma was really quiet that morning. I thought she was just sleepy. Emma had been working a lot of hours at the hospital, and she was also doing most of the planning for the wedding. The coordinator asked me if I had found a photographer for my event. October is a busy time, so I should probably do that soon. They told me that they have a list of photographers they like to work with in case I need some help finding one. My stomach just dropped. The photographer is the one I am thinking about. I was supposed to book the photographer 2 weeks. I remember I had to book the photographer. I did not do it. The photographer is really important. For the event. Emma turned to me slowly. You did book Marcus, right? Like we talked about with Marcus. I really did mean to do that. I will call him today. She said this in a calm voice, but it was a little scary. Tom, we have been waiting to see him for 3 months. You told me you would confirm all of this 2 weeks ago, Tom? Emma, her mother said, do not worry about it. These kinds of things happen to the Facebook girl Emma sometimes. Her mother told her that everything will be okay. Things like this happen to Emma. No, Mom. Things like this do not just happen. Emma's calm demeanor fell apart. This is what always happens with the wedding plans. I do all the work. I look for people to help with the wedding. I make lists. I set up times for us to meet with them. Then I ask Tom to do one small thing. Just one thing. And he cannot even do that. I ask Tom to take care of one thing. Tom still manages to mess it up. The wedding plans and Tom are really frustrating for me. I said to Emma, please, I really do not want to talk about this now. Our parents are watching us, so let us talk about this later when we are alone. What do you mean by later, Tom? Are we going to talk about it when you are playing with your guild? Is it going to be later when you are sleeping on the couch at 3 in the afternoon? I want to know when later is. Tom, is it going to be, or is it going to be a long time? From now, Tom? The coordinator got up, left without making a sound. My parents looked at each other. I could tell they were really worried about what was going on with the coordinator. I said, that is not fair. I did not say it loudly. The words came out quietly because I was not feeling very strong about what I was saying. I just said it is not fair. That is not fair. Emma laughed in a sad way. You want to know what is really not fair? I have been paying our rent for 8 months now. 8 whole months, Tom. What have you been doing? You just sit at home all day saying you are looking for jobs. Really? You are playing video games for 12 hours straight? I come home from work after 14 hours. I am really tired, and what do I find? You have not even bothered to do the dishes, Tom? Emma, sweetheart, my mom said to me. Not having a job is tough for everyone. My mom was trying to make me understand that it is a situation for people to be in, especially for the people who are looking for a job. Like, unemployment is hard. On everyone. Sharon, the thing is, he is not unemployed. He actually quit his job. The reason he quit is that his boss wanted him to work on a Saturday. This was a problem for him because he had something he wanted to do that day. He was going to be playing in a tournament and he did not want to miss it. He did not tell any of you people about this, did he? He just quit because of the tournament. The online tournament was very important to him. The silence was really quiet. I could feel my parents looking at me. Their disappointment was very clear. My parents were obviously not happy with me. The silence from my parents was uncomfortable. Emma was not done. She said, I have been making excuses for Tom for months. I tell people that Tom is between jobs. I say that Tom is exploring his options. I even say that the job market is tough. The truth is, Tom is not even trying to get a job. Tom is happy to let Emma support Tom and Emma while Tom spends all his time in a fantasy world on the internet. I said that it is not like that. Even I could hear how empty my words sounded. So what is marriage like with someone who cannot even remember to book a photographer for the wedding? How am I supposed to marry this person who thinks that being responsible as an adult is not necessary? This person would never be a husband to me because they do not want to take care of marriage. Responsibilities. I am not going to marry someone who refuses to grow up and be an adult in our marriage. Marriage with this person would be very difficult for me. Her father put his hand on Emma's shoulder. Emma let us all calm down. She just shook her head, pushed him away. No, Dad, I am done. I am done pretending that I am just nervous about the wedding or that everything will be okay after we get married. She took off her engagement ring, put it down on the stone wall at the venue. The wedding is not going to happen. I shouted to Emma, wait. She was walking back to the parking lot. I did not want Emma to leave. My father told me to let her go. He said it softly. My father said she needs some space to be by herself. I was standing there looking at the ring that was shining in the sunlight. Our parents were trying to decide what to do, but they were really awkward about it. The ring was still shining. We had picked a place for the wedding and the date was perfect. It was in October. We had made all these plans for our life together. It all fell apart in just a few minutes. The wedding plans, the life we had planned, it was all crumbling down. Emma was right. I had been hiding in my games, avoiding reality and letting Emma carry the weight of our life together. I had told myself that I was just taking a break, that I would figure things out eventually. Instead, I had lost the one person, Emma, who had stood by me through everything that night. Alone in our apartment, her apartment, really, I finally understood. Before I could be anyone's husband, I needed to figure out how to be a functioning adult. Sunday dinners at my parents' house were always nice and easy. My mom made a pot roast. My dad would tell us stories about what happened at the hardware store where he works. My sister Kate would get into arguments with her husband about politics. My girlfriend Rachel and I had been together for 2 years now. She had become a part of our Sunday dinners. Sunday dinners at my parents' house were something I looked forward to. I felt so comfortable that I was not worried about anything. That is why I let my guard down. My mom said to me, "So Rachel," as she passed the beans, she told me that Kate just said she is going to have a baby. The baby is due in September. My mom was talking about Kate and her baby. Kate is going to be a mom. She will have her baby in September. Rachel said that with a smile on her face. She was really happy for Kate, so she gave Kate's hand a squeeze across the table. Rachel's voice was full of warmth when she said congratulations to Kate. Kate was really happy. She said, "Thanks, we are very happy." My mom is already thinking about what she can do with my room. She wants to make it into a room for the baby when they come to visit. Kate said that her mom is planning to do this so that the baby will have a place to sleep when they are at her house. The baby is going to stay in Kate's room. My mom looked at Rachel and me with that look I knew well. She said, "I hope we will have to make space for kids soon." Rachel and me have been together for a long time. My mom said after Mike is done with school month, Rachel and me will have good jobs. Maybe we should think about getting married and having kids. The words just hung there in the air. I could feel Rachel's body get really tense beside me. The words were still hanging in the air. Rachel was completely stiff beside me. His degree. Rachel's voice was ice. I said this really fast. My heart is beating fast. Just a few more credits. I am almost done with this. Rachel put her fork down on the table. She did this slowly and on purpose. "Mike, when did you go back to school to finish those credits?" "Rachel, she kept talking. Said, "This is kind of funny." She went on to say that she called the registrar's office week. The people at the registrar's office told her that the student has not been enrolled since 2019. The table fell completely silent. My nephew even stopped talking in his chair. He was not saying a word. The table was really quiet. My nephew was quiet too. "You called my school?" I said, trying to sound really upset. My voice did not sound right. It actually cracked when I said that. I called because American Express called me about an American Express credit card I had no idea I had. This American Express credit card is maxed out. It is, in both our names. She pulled out papers from her purse. She had brought these papers to Sunday dinner as proof. "I was really surprised when I found out that you had been signing my name on things without my permission. You had been forging my signature on this American Express credit card. That is not the only American Express credit card you did this with," my mother said. Rachel was not finished yet. "Mike, you owe $40,000. You have $40,000 in debt that you kept secret from me. This debt is from credit cards and personal loans and even a payday advance." She laid out the papers on the table. "It looks like she is showing me proof. You also showed me pay slips from the job you said you got. I do not understand why you did this. Did you really think I would never discover the truth about your debt? And the fake pay slips? From your job, Mike?" I was going to tell you something. Then I forgot what the food truck festival was about, so I wanted to tell you about the food truck festival. The food truck festival is really fun. I love the food truck festival. When are you going to tell me the truth? Was it after we got married? Was it after we bought a house with credit that I did not even know was bad? You would never be a husband to me. I am not going to marry someone who has built our relationship on lies. Marriage is about trust. You have broken that trust with your lies. I do not want to be with someone who lies to me all the time. You have lied to me about our credit. Now, I do not know what else you have lied about. Our relationship is based on lies. I do not want to be a part of it, my father spoke up. Said Mike, is this really true? I just could not look at him. I could not look at any of them. I said I kept meaning to go to school. Then I needed money for the apartment, and one credit card turned into 2 credit cards, and then the interest rates on the credit cards became a problem. Kate said this quietly. You have been lying to all of us, she said. Every Sunday you talk about your job, you talk about your classes. I said that the pay stubs were not hard to make up. The words just came out. I used a computer program to change the pictures. I would get the mail before Rachel got home. I even made an email for my boss to send her invitations to the Christmas party. The pay stubs and the email and the invitations all looked real. I made an email for my boss, so Rachel would think it was real. Oh my God, Rachel whispered. The company picnic that we could not go to because you said you had food poisoning. There was no company picnic. There was no company. My mother was crying quietly. My father's face had become very hard and expressionless. Kate's husband was looking at his plate like it had all the answers to everything that Kate's husband wanted to know about the universe. Kate's husband was completely focused on it. Rachel stood up. I have been working much overtime to save money for our wedding. At the time you were spending the money we do not have on things I do not even know about. I said this. I sounded really unhappy. It is mostly stuff for gaming, I told you. I spent money on things like computer upgrades. I also paid for subscriptions. Sometimes I bought takeout food when you thought I was at my job. She said that it had been 2 years. 2 years of her life were wasted on someone who was not real. The Mike she fell in love with had a degree, he had a career, he had ambitions. That Mike was not a person, he was made up. She walked towards the door. Then she turned around. Your mom asked about grandchildren, she said. The thing about children is that children deserve parents who tell them the truth about things. Children need parents who are honest with them, and that is what children really deserve from their parents. The truth. After she left, my family sat in silence. The weight of my deception was really getting to all of us. I had not lost Rachel, but I had also shattered the trust of my family. My family's trust was broken because of what I did. That was a really hard thing for my family to deal with. I had lost Rachel. I had hurt my family. I really need help. I said this after a time. I was waiting for the moment to say it, but now, I just said, I need help. It was the first honest thing I'd said in years. The wedding was really great until I said something. My best friend Danny got married to his college sweetheart at a vineyard in Napa. Lisa and I drove up to the wedding together that morning. Lisa had been acting strange lately. I thought it was just because of her job. She looked beautiful in her navy dress. We were having a good time with our old college friends at our table. The wedding was an occasion, and Danny was marrying the woman he loved. Lisa and I were happy for Danny and his new wife. Everything seemed fine until I opened my mouth and said something. Lisa had been drinking a lot at the bar since it was time for cocktails. When the best man was done talking, Lisa had already had 4 glasses of wine. Maybe it was 5 glasses of wine. The wine was making her eyes look funny. They were also watery from crying when Danny's brother was talking about finding the person you are meant to be with your soulmate during his toast. I asked her in a quiet voice, "Are you okay?" I whispered this. I squeezed her hand at the same time. She pulled away. "I am fine. Just weddings, weddings can be really tough sometimes." The DJ asked if anyone else wanted to say something, and that is when I made my mistake. Maybe it was the champagne or the romantic atmosphere. Just seeing Danny so happy, that made me do it. I saw Danny. He looked really happy. I stood up because of Danny and what I was feeling about Danny. I have known Danny since we were freshmen. We always made jokes about who would get married. Well, Danny, you won. The crowd started laughing. Lisa just sat there still beside me. I looked at Lisa, and I have to say, seeing you and Sarah together today was really something. You two are perfect for each other. It made me think about my life. I turned to look at Lisa. She was holding her wine glass tightly. I think Lisa and I might be getting married soon. We have been together for 3 years now, and I was thinking that maybe it is time for us to take the step. No. Lisa's voice was really loud and clear. It filled the room. She got up from her seat quickly. Lisa was standing now, and she was swaying a bit from side to side. No, Ryan, we will not be next. You would never be a husband, Ryan. I am not going to marry you, Ryan. I am not going to marry someone like you, Ryan, who does not even notice when his girlfriend is not interested in him anymore. 200 guests stopped what they were doing, stared. Danny's grandmother was so surprised that she almost dropped her dessert fork. The photographer just kept on taking pictures, because that is what photographers do. Lisa, sit down, I said in a tone. You have had much to drink, Lisa. She laughed with a lot of bitterness. I am drunk, she said. The truth is, she had been drinking a lot for 3 whole months. She was trying to find the courage to talk to him about James. She just did not know how to tell him about James. My stomach dropped. I said, who is James? This guy is from my CrossFit gym. He is the one you made fun of because you thought he was a meathead. The truth is, he actually listens when I talk about my day. I have been seeing this guy from my CrossFit gym since January. It was April. The math was devastating. You have been cheating on me for 3 months. I am talking about the cheating that has been going on for 3 months now. The fact that you have been cheating on me for 3 months is really hurting me. Cheating? She swayed back and forth, waving her wineglass around. Is it really cheating when your boyfriend does not even notice that you have stopped saying I love you to him? What about when you come home late, and you smell like some other guy's cologne, and your boyfriend does not even ask you about it? What about when you're texting someone else, and your boyfriend is right next to you, on the couch, and he does not even care? The room was really quiet except for a kid in the back who was crying. I saw Danny's face. It looked so embarrassed, like he was feeling bad for the kid. Sarah looked like she wanted to hide under the table. She was so uncomfortable. The room was still dead silent. That kid was still crying. Danny's face was still twisted. Sarah was still trying not to look at anyone. You know those work conferences I had to go to on the weekends? Lisa said there were no conferences. I was actually with James the time. Remember that month when I told you I was visiting my sister? That was not true. I was with James. What about the yoga retreat I went to? That was an excuse. I was really with James. Each time I found out something, it felt like I had been punched. There were signs she got new clothes, to go to the gym she was making, secret phone calls, and she stopped making plans for us to go on trips together. I did not notice any of the signs. The signs were there. I missed the signs. I said to them, why did you not just end it with me? I asked this in a voice because I knew that a lot of people were watching us. I was going to do that after the wedding. I did not want to ruin Danny's day. She laughed again. She gestured at the frozen reception. So much for the wedding plan that I had. But why? You are Ryan. You feel safe. Things are predictable. With you, that is also what makes you boring. For the year, you have not been trying very hard. You have been doing enough to get by. I am tired of acting like that is okay. She picked up her purse. James is coming to get me. Do not come after me. She walked through the tables and out of the reception hall. I was still standing there holding the microphone in front of all the people. I knew the microphone still in my hand. Everyone was looking at me. I started to say something, then I gave the microphone back to the DJ. I said, sorry. To everyone, I did not stay for the cake cutting. As I drove home by myself, I thought about every moment. From the few months, the times I was not invited to dinner, the fact that we had Netflix profiles, the way she stopped wearing the necklace that I had given her for Christmas. I thought about the necklace that I had given her for Christmas and how she stopped wearing it. Danny sent me a message later that said, you okay, man? No, I wasn't. But maybe Lisa had done me a favor. Better to find out at someone else's wedding than my own.